Growing up, I remember my dad saying how being poor is inconvenient. And I didn't fully get that until I tried to evolve. When you're constantly in survival mode, you're literally putting out a lot of energy and resources. You're spending time worrying about basic needs. Am I going to eat? Am I going to have clothes? Is my rent going to get paid? All these things, your energy is constantly on go, constantly trying to figure out like what the next thing is, trying to get ahead on bills, trying to stay above, trying to stay afloat. And that's a very poor way of thinking, a very poor mindset. Because remember, being broke is a choice. You get to choose whether or not you're going to make your life hard or you're going to make it easy. Because there are people doing things that is not taking them long hours and time and constraints. And we can say, well, some of those people were born with silver spoons in their mouth. They just come from money. You know how many people win the lottery and lose it all within that same year? They're losing their money within that same year because they're poor mindset, their poor time management, their poor management skills, thinking like, well, I have all this money now, I want to buy all these things. I think that rich people are buying this illusion of like what richness is, this illusion of like what money is. But what we don't talk about, or with those of us who come from poor families, we don't understand and often forget because we, especially when you're a trailblazer and you're a generational curse breaker and you're figuring shit out on your own, you often feel alone and feel like you got to do this shit on your own. But what we're not seeing, understanding is people have teams, they have communities, they have networks. And with these networks, they have people that believe in them and give them resources and energy and can help them out. That alone brings in so much abundance. Having people you can call, to talk to vent to, and not just have to borrow money from, but those who could really pour into you and uplift your spirit, that's very rich. And when you're constantly in survival mode and trying to figure out your next meal, your next bill, you don't have time to see the abundance around you. You believe it doesn't exist. I grew up in the projects. We had a shit ton of corner stores, liquor stores, chicken shacks, McDonald's, KFC, all these options for food. You rarely ever seen banks. If you seen parks, they were sometimes, not sometimes, let me not lie, they're very misconstructed or damaged or just straight up not fun to even go to because something was missing, something was falling apart. And when you grow up and you see that as a kid, you normalize that. You're like, well, this is normal. This is just how things are all over the world until you get to expose yourself into new cultures, into new places. College was such a life changer for me because not only did I get to see how poor we truly was, I got to see that there are also other options, that I don't have to be poor. But college definitely didn't. College definitely didn't open up the door all the way for me because I saw it, but I had to change my mind and how I see money and how I see resources. Now, the way I tell people, if you went to college, you went to school, you are connected to a network of people. Okay? We are connected to each other in so many profound ways. We are resources to other people. We are the abundance that we're seeking. We are the richness that we are seeking. But if you don't see that within yourself, it's never going to happen for you. You're never going to get beyond a poor mindset if you don't see beyond what you see. I would say I was fortunate enough to expand my mind and change my mind, and also I was grateful that growing up I was able to travel and see different parts of the world outside of my city, which made me see like this ain't the end all be all. There's much more out there for me. And when my dad talked about being poor, he talked about it because he could not get beyond the survival mindset because things were happening so fast and emotions were so high and it was so tense that he constantly had to make a move after move after move to get time to breathe and move with ease. Being able to live and move with ease and not feel like you have to make a choice right then and there because you have multiple options, solutions to your problems is luxury. A lot of people only see like, if I don't do it this way, it's not going to happen. If I don't follow behind this person, it's not going to happen. I could have easily went the same path that my parents did and, graduate high school, go get a job, and go to work every day, be a hard worker. And I'm like, I don't want to do that shit. I'm like, I don't want to work hard for my money. I just want to show up and be pretty, actually. Like, I really just want to show up and be pretty, like, no joking. Like, I want to be paid to be pretty. So I affirm that I get paid to be pretty. Money loves me. Money's obsessed with me. Abundance is my birthright. I'm not asking for too much. I don't have to sit here and beg and plead and chase and steal money. It's already coming to me. It's already here. And a big part of why people stay in poor mindsets is because they don't believe that. They believe they have to work hard, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs, break their neck, all of that, or it's not going to happen. And they stay in that loop of working and working and working and working and working and working. It's just like, do you ever see your money? Do you ever get to actually enjoy it? And this is not me getting down on people who work 9 to 5s, because trust and believe, when I was working my 3 jobs, having money come in, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was able to buy my car right out. That felt good to me, that I was able to save and just go buy my car, no car note, car insurance paid for. But that was because I believed that I could do that. I believed in myself. And I know that was going to happen. I affirm that. We have to talk differently and stop feeling like, oh, I ain't going to never be no Oprah. I can't be no millionaire. And then we have people around us saying, oh, you can't be no millionaire. And then you start believing that. And it's like, change how you see yourself. Change how you see the world. Change how you speak about yourself when it comes to abundance. Because if you don't believe you're worthy, why would you be worthy of something? If you don't believe that you're worthy, why would you get it? Why would it come to you? If you don't believe it, why would it stop by you? Like, oh, this girl don't believe she could be a millionaire, but we're gonna stop by and give her $1,000,000 just because she don't believe it. No, then like, you don't believe you want to be a millionaire, but this girl does, and she does it, and she shows up in it, and she walks in it. We're gonna give her the $1,000,000 because she's radiating that $1,000,000 energy. So if you don't want to be poor or be broke, stop acting like it. Stop moving like it. Stop doing poor and broke things. And you know what that is? It varies for everybody. You get to tell what's rich and what's poor in your life. But a poor mindset to have is thinking that you're limited to only the options that you see. And if you got people around you with poor mindsets, you're going to be poor too, hanging around them. You're going to be broke as hell. So if you want to be rich, you want to get money, you want to enjoy an abundant life, go be around people who are doing that effortlessly, because it doesn't take a lot of effort. It really takes belief. It really takes shifting that mindset, which people don't like doing because they have been ingrained and believe in these same things for decades, for years, from their upbringing. And it's like, if you want to break the cycle of being broke, you have to change your mindset. You have to be so very unafraid of this new world that you're entering, because it's very different. You're not going to have to sit here and stress about your basic needs. I can say now, in the season that I'm in, I found a way to figure out, like, look, food is not something I'm worried about because I've never went without and I won't ever be without. So why would I stress about food? Like, why would I stress about things that have always been met? My basic needs are always met. And I was like, okay, we got the basic needs out the way, got the housing out the way. Then it's like, okay, how do I feel about myself? Do I feel good? Do I feel like I deserve money? Do I feel like I have to overperform and do all these extra things for money, how do I feel about that? And changing that. And it's levels. It's levels. It's not a walk in the park. But being broke is absolutely a choice. You choose to be broke because you choose not to believe in yourself. And ask yourself, do I want to be poor? Do I want to be rich? You have choices. We all have choices. You get to choose. You get to change your mind every single day. Every day you wake up is a whole new world, a whole new set of eyes. I could have allowed my upbringing and my environment to keep me stuck and stagnant and make me feel like, well, this is it. This is end all be all. And I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. That ain't my story. I get to see the world, be in the world, enjoy the world, relax, be at ease. Like luxury is my birthright, actually. And stop allowing people to tell you what's yours and start claiming what's yours and speaking with conviction and knowing that it's yours. God has made promises to us that maybe only you know. You know what God is promising you. So why are you believing what everybody around you is saying? When you know what God has promised you already, when are you going to stop listening to the naysayers and really let God guide you? Okay? That's all I have, y'all. That's all I have. Because when we talk about money, we don't talk about the healing and all these other things that ties with it because we literally think that it's tied to a paycheck, it's tied to physical money when it's like, no, it's tied to how you believe you should get money, but how you feel about yourself, how you feel like you should have to work hard for it, how it's escaping you instead of realizing it's already there within you. You have to align with it. You have to align with your richness, getting your rich bitch, however you see fit. You got to do that. It's already there. It's already there. It's waiting for you to show up.